Hey, what up, everybody? I know usually I get my live started and I get the tone going with the music and getting all hyped and everything, but this is a bit of a different live. So I just didn't think that it was appropriate, for me to be playing, my silly music. I do appreciate everybody who enjoys it, but it's like I said, this live is a bit more of a serious one, and I didn't want to come off as disingenuous by starting off, hey, how's it going, Illis, by starting off with some silly music, because it's not really going to be a silly live. Um so let me just go ahead and get into it. Hey, how's it going, Kenyatta? Hope you're doing well. Hey, how's it going, Peanut? The Realest Boxing Channel. Is that oh, it's CMD. How's it going, CMD? It's been a little while since I seen you. I know you pop in here and there, but I think it's been probably a couple months since the last time I saw you. Yeah, big shout out to CMD. I don't know if he's still been doing any boxing content, but that's a good dude right there. Hey, how's it going, Casabear? Hope you're doing well. Hey, how's it going, Vacay Bay? So yeah, like I said, usually I get these lives started. I'm playing my music and everything, but I just did not think that that was appropriate for this live. And this live is not going to go on long. I'm not passing out the link. There's only one person that I'll pass out the link to, but I don't know if he's going to show up or not. And that is the one that I'm apologizing to. So I just want to I want to publicly apologize to the Jedi. Saturday night we was doing the podcast and somebody kept on calling me and I ignored the first couple of times, and the intent was not, when I answer that phone call. And I also want to apologize to the doll, because like she was on the panel when I hopped off to take the phone call. And I ended up on that phone call a lot longer than what I intended. But I'm not here to make mistakes, or sorry, let me start over. I'm not here to make excuses. All right. I knew that I had this show to do with the Jedi, and I should have did what I had to do to make sure that I didn't keep him waiting too long. No, it wasn't. It wasn't you. It wasn't anybody in the community. So let me just make that straight. There's nobody. It wasn't anybody from YouTube who called me. Um, so I'll just go ahead and make that clear. I do, but like I said, Jedi, he's always been nothing but a good brother to me. And like I said, there's no excuses to be made. I just want to apologize to him. Um, he's saying that he's only collaborating with specific people. I respect that, you know. Yeah, yeah, it was. I respect that, if he doesn't want to do the Jedi podcast with me anymore, I can understand that, because I have to look at it from his perspective. He must feel like I'm not um, reliable, you know. Yeah, yeah, because they call. I know that I was talking. We were doing the podcast, and they called, and I was like, "Oh, can you hear me?" A call was trying to come through, and he was like, "Oh, we gotta go, go," and I was like, "No, no, I'm." And then there was StreamYard had an issue, and the doll jumped up, and I hope I didn't make the doll feel like I jumped off because of her, or like she wasn't important or anything like that, because that's also not my intent. So you know what? I gotta apologize to her too, now that I think about it. So like I said, hey, what up, Mr. Pads? Like I said, I'm not here to make excuses. I'm not here to put the blame on anybody else other than myself. So yeah, yeah. And if Jedi, if he changes his mind and he wants to continue with me, I will make sure that this kind of crap doesn't happen again. But that's gonna be up to him. Whatever decision he decides to make in regards to that, I'll respect it either way. And I'm gonna still be supporting. I'm gonna still come over there, hit the like button. You know, I'll make sure to. I'm gonna keep supporting them. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, this was my bad, not his. So I'm not gonna pull support because I made a bad. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. Like, Jedi, I love you as a brother. Um, I sincerely apologize for how it went down. That wasn't my intent. Um, and I know that you always forgive everyone. That doesn't mean that you're necessarily gonna be like, oh yeah, let's pick up the podcast. So whatever you decide to do, if you decide that you wanna um hold on. Yeah. But I mean if you decide that if you don't reach out to me and say you want to do the podcast, and I just assume that that you're done with it. But if you do decide, you just let me know, and like I said, I will make sure that nothing like this ever happens again. Um, yeah, I can call him, and I will call him at some point. This just happened on Saturday, so I'm gonna give it time, but I just wanted to go ahead and put it out there publicly. But yeah, we could definitely talk about it behind the scenes as men. But I felt like this was necessary to do because how that happened publicly, I think he deserves a public apology. But yeah, of course. But I just think that maybe giving him a little bit of time and space before we talk about it, I think is the right move to make. But I also don't want him to think that I don't care, that it doesn't matter, because that's certainly not the case. How's it going, King Treos? Um, but yeah, I mean that's all I have to say about that. And yeah, anybody who already supports the Jedi, I encourage you to continue to. Anybody who's here who doesn't have issues, because I know some people do have issues with other people, understandable if you don't want to go over there and support them. But I will continue to support him, and I just want him to know that I sincerely do apologize for how everything went down. It was not intentional. And hey, Grandma Fluffy, yeah, I know how it be with them typos. And he decide to give it another shot, I will make sure nothing like this happens again. But that's all I have to say. Like I said, it's a little bit different. I just don't think it's appropriate for me to, be playing my intros and outros and all that stuff. So I know I usually like to give y'all opportunity, like to finish your little chats if you're saying your highs and goodbyes and all that. But like I said, due to the nature of this live, I'm just gonna go ahead and end it. I'm gonna look at the chat real quick just to see if there's anything left. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do on this live is just make sure that he knows that it's not you know I don't want to I don't if it comes up, I just feel like not saying anything would come off as I don't care, and that's not the case. So, but whatever he decides to do, I'll respect it. And yeah, y'all take it easy. Peace.